Hello everybody and welcome to the Cardboard Cooperative. This is your host Magna, and today we will be taking the first bite out of Wandness. And let's just take a moment to appreciate these lo-fi beats that it's providing us as I describe Wandness. It is a roguelike survivor game in which you will be crafting wands to create synergies and blow up monsters. Let's dive right into some gameplay. We have a single class unlocked, the Wanderer. And I don't know what all of these symbols mean down here on the right side. I see a boomerang, an axe, a spear, a sword. I'm guessing that's some sort of shield. Multicast, regular cast, a boomerang's down here. I think I mentioned that already. Then whatever the heck these are, that looks like a mine. Is that like a mortar shot? I don't know. Let's go ahead and figure it out. All right, we have adventure mode with easy, normal, hard, and leaderboards to show who has done the most points on each one. That is a ridiculously high number. All right, this is going to be great. Let's go ahead and start. And horizontal scrolling on our map here, I am actually kind of amazed that the lo-fi beats are continuing with this. We can start off with an elite encounter, or we can start off with an elite encounter. These guys really like spamming the elite encounters on this map. Look at all of these elites. All right, campfire, I'm assuming I can heal there. Wizard, what's the difference between a wizard and blacksmith? We'll find out. For now, let's go ahead and go with this down here. So ASWD space to dash. So far, so roguelike survivor game. Explosive enemies. Graphics are a little on the meh side. Let's hope that the gameplay makes up for it. What does this mean? I have to dash 5 times within the circle. I am not seeing much of, like, where does it show me my dash charges are up here in the top left corner? Would be helpful if they were over here near the character magnet. All right, it looks fine so far, if not a little bland. Monster variety seems to be a little bit lacking. All right, so there are 2 chests here that I can find. Is that what that means up there? Am I only surviving for a few seconds each round? Or but okay, I guess this is my tutorial. What does this mean, game? Okay, so I put a wand component, I put projectiles in it, and then I guess I make some sort of wait, what is going on? All right, so I get a component, player dual modifier, add a positive or negative and a negative modifier to the player. Okay, this adds a positive modifier. Let's go with player speed. What do I unlock here? A wand. That's a lot of information. I feel like there could have been some tutorialization on what is actually going on besides just the... All right, this is not great so far. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I didn't think I could be overwhelmed so much in a survivor style game. I've done a lot of these. I've done a lot of first bites on survivors games. There have been some really unique mechanics, but this is the first time I felt like genuinely overwhelmed. Look at all these stats. All right, hold on. We're gonna parse this out. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this together, guys. All right. So this is a berserker class with an electricity element. Zap a chain of enemies. Raise damage and decrease cooldown for all wands per health missing. So does this have the auto battler thing where you want to try and get matching elements with matching classes? I have done a good amount of stuff like teamfight tactics as well, so I guess I understand that system a little bit. I don't know what the pips mean though. What is if I get up to 6, that's what it gives me? Is that what that means? Okay, so this gives me 1 pip in the Minotaur class. At 2 pips, it gives me Minotaur stamina. At 4 pips, it gives me Minotaur power. At 6 pips, it gives me Minotaur rage. Okay, I understand that much at least. So it has a teamfight tactics style class and specialization that you want to stack as much of the same element and same class as possible. Okay, that makes sense. All right, basic wands. This one has 4, this one has 2, this one has 2. So it's just the spell that's attached to it by default. The continuously firing spells in the background here as I'm attempting to read this is remarkably distracting, actually. Arcane Spear. Okay. Arcane Sword. Arcane Spear. What's the difference? Air element. Knocks enemies back. Okay, so these are air elemental wands. This is a lightning elemental wand. You know what? We'll stack up the Berserker class. I think that sounds like fun, so we'll take that wand. Okay, so Noita had the same idea of wand manipulation, and that was a pretty cool game, so hopefully this is going to be a pretty cool game too. Wand modifiers. Or a player modifier. Dual wand modifier increases critical damage by 150% but reduces base damage by 2. Wands with the same effects, wands with the same element as this wand. It's a legendary component. I can increase my projectile size but lower the wand cooldown in all elements that share this element. So it doesn't just affect the one wand, it affects all of the wands. Let's go ahead and get the projectile size. I think that's a good idea. We'll put it on this guy. So they now have a 6-second cooldown, just about, but they have a much larger projectile size. It is cool that we have training dummies to see how our wands act, but can we pause it, please? We don't need to be constantly firing. It's actually kind of distracting when I'm trying to read all this. Maybe that's just me. All right, that's the pause. Is there no way for me to... Oh, okay, there's the pause button up here. Okay, so that pauses all my wands. Okay, it's fine, we're figuring it out. We will understand this sooner rather than later. Okay, let's go through the portal. I like the idea of the game. I like the idea of crafting my own wands. It is remarkably basic. I'm sure the wands will be very interesting, but the actual gameplay is pretty basic. Okay, I just wait here. That's a big boy. Oh my gosh, he just knocked my health down in half with like one attack. Okay, it's fine. Is there meta progression in this game? That is the other question. I don't... Okay. I'm dead. Note to self... Oh, right. Huh. Don't take on elite battles. This game is spamming elites. Look at this. There's an elite battle every other fight. What is going on? Okay, let's try preparing for an elite battle first. Okay, I have 2 completely different wands now. Okay, so we start off with 2 completely different setups. This is not even close to what we were working with the first time. We have a sword and a spear now to start off with. Is that what these are? Is there a way for me to check the wands before I jump into this? Gain 30 health but lose some. Okay. The dash also feels a little bit unresponsive. So something is doing 0 damage. I can't tell what it is though. This game could use a little bit of polishing up. You know, this reminds me of a Flash game actually. This feels like something that I would be playing on like Congregate instead of a full on... Right, that was very abrupt. Okay, let's pause this. All right, I get to select a projectile. Huh. My choices are sword, sword, or sword. What happened here? I feel like I got duped. All right, I got sword, sword, and sword. Let's just go dual sword build here then. I don't want spear. Let's just go swords. All right, what does this do? Increase critical damage, but reduces my critical hit chance. This and the previous 2 wands. This and the next 2 wands. Let's just go with the cooldown reduction instead of worrying about. Okay, so this is so far so Noita as a roguelike survivor game instead of a roguelike 2D scroller, minus the physics engine. I 100 billion% should not be trying to take on these elites. They completely destroyed me the last time I took them on. I like the conceit of being able to craft my own wands. I really did like Noita quite a lot. It is one of the most interesting roguelike games of all time. And I will die on that hill. I do love Noita. I like the idea of this game, but I feel like the execution could definitely be a lot better. Normally I wouldn't mind the graphics, but the graphics put together with the music, this really strange, doesn't really seem to fit what's going on. This is a weird game. I want to like the idea of crafting my own wands, but I'm not sold on it yet. Also, that ending is super, just like the end to the fight is super abrupt. This theme is going to drive me crazy. Ooh, this one's going to drive me a little nuts. Okay, we at least get some legendary wands. These look cool. Lots of modifiers, lots of classes and elements and stuff like that. All right. A magical explosion or spears. I'm going to go with the lightning wand here. What is the difference in the damage wand, basic wand? Okay, I guess I go with this basic wand. What is this guy? More wands. I have lots of wands now. Let's go with the damage wand. All right, can I? Hold on. I can't back out of this one. I can't add this wand to my wand list here. Okay. It's all right. We're fine. This is fine. We'll take a damage wand. What's the point of having the spaces here if you can just have an infinite amount of inventory? Like, isn't the entire point of having it would be a much more interesting game, I think, if you just had a limited inventory and you couldn't just carry around infinite items. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Nope, it just adds an inventory space whenever I drag a wand over. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with magical explosion on one of the damage wands. Let's go with sword on this legendary wand. And then this one is this and the previous 2 wands. So at least there's some interest in how you should be stacking your wands up and the positionality of where... Positionality, is that a word? The positioning of each of the wands. Pause. Stop it. I need to think. Another wand. All right. I like this. This part is interesting. Having to think about how you actually build your wands is very interesting. I don't like the game that it's in though. I am not a huge fan of everything that is going on aesthetically with this game so far. the gameplay is fine. It's very Survivor, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. I do like my Survivor games. I have a lot of them played on this channel. My issue is that the package that these things are in are not the most interesting. Okay, let's put this up here. Oh, that's how I moved the whole wand. Okay, I like this system a lot. This is really cool. Having the teamfight tactics thing of stacking your elements and your classes and your attack stuff. Very interesting. Really interesting. Makes for interesting choices while you're building your wands when you only have 7 slots to be able to do it in. It's a good evolution of the Survivor style gameplay of just picking up whatever broken build you can get. This is nice. I like being able to craft my own wands. This is interesting. Having different wand types and different types of projectiles that shoot out of them and having different functions on the wand. All very cool stuff. I'm going to be turning this game's sound off immediately after this recording though. I am not a huge fan of any of the aesthetic choice. Okay. I would also like to be able to actually see this part of the screen. Is there a way for me to minimize this menu? This is taking up a lot of real estate, man. Ooh, okay. Hi, wizard. Alright, so you're a wizard. You're a merchant. You have wands, projectiles, and components for me. What does a wizard give me then? He rerolls an element or upgrades the level. So I don't have to make this a lightning. What if I reroll fire? Oh, there are only 3 elements in this game. Okay. Fire, lightning, wind. Or did I just get unlucky? Maybe I haven't unlocked the other elements yet. Maybe there's more stuff for me to unlock. I didn't see any meta progression stuff though. So is this a true roguelike where it's only the resources I gain in a single run affect what I am doing? All right, let's work our way up to this elite encounter of seeing if I can even survive it now that I have some more wands, some more projectiles, some more attacking. Lots of information being thrown my way. It's perfectly fine. What is the point of this barrier looking thing? I'm sure it's a passive from one of the skills. There's so much information to read and parse out. All right, I've also got to work on picking up this money, which I actually have to walk. So there's no pickup radius, right? It's just character touches coin, coin gets picked up. It doesn't look like there's any sort of pickup upgrade radius. Okay, that's a lot of effects going on all at once. That was a lot. What are these shoes? Increase movement speed. Okay, cool. Bonus chest. Sure. Where's the other bonus chest? The dash feels super unresponsive. Okay, here we are again. Pause. Player health modifier, player defense, or is the incoming damage? All right, we'll take the defense modifier. What is this? Another wand. We'll go lightning. Lightning sounds good. And we'll just increase my defense. Does that increase the cooldown? Okay, I didn't see the cooldown modifier on the top. Let's put this on something that has lower cooldown so I don't lose too much. Okay, surely I'll be able to take on that elite without instantly getting destroyed, right? I don't mind having a skill gap. I just really hope that it's not a don't get hit once or you die skill gap. I can only take so much of a single one-hit modifier or a one-hit mechanic before it starts to feel a little too frustrating. So what does the shield actually do? I should probably read the modifiers on the wands as far as the classes and everything go. I'm trying to absorb a lot of information though. I won't lie about that. There's another chest here somewhere. I really genuinely think this is the first time I've actually been genuinely overwhelmed by a Survivor game, and that is saying a lot because Survivor games are one of the most simple genres you can play out there, besides maybe idle and incremental games, which literally play themselves. Oh, there is a pickup range. Let's go ahead and just go wand cooldown. We'll make some of our wands attack extremely fast. So this is only giving me Berserker Fury, which increases damage and decrease cooldown for all wands per health missing. Minotaur lets me dash more times and increases my movement speed. Defender spawns a shield around the player that heals for or protects for 40 HP. Sword reduces cooldown for each other sword that is sorting, I guess. Magic Explosion increases radius, so I want to have as many of the same projectile as possible, just stack them all in the same type of class to be able to get the maximum bonus. Alright, Air Cannon knocks back a group of enemies on a 6-second duration or cooldown, and now stuns enemies for a duration. Okay. Alright, I understand a little bit better. I can go with a good defense or a slightly worse defense or some critical damage. Let's go with a slightly better defense. We'll stick it on this guy. Alright, elite encounter. Surely I won't get instantly destroyed this time, right? It won't instantly remove half of my health in a single swing. Surely. I probably wouldn't mind so much if there is a meta progression that I don't know about, that I'm not aware of. Okay, see, nice big red circle. Perfectly fine. Okay, what just... Oh, it leaves bad behind as well. Okay, sure. Nice big circle. See, this is how we do mechanics. This is the most basic mechanic you can find in any video game ever, is big red circle. Don't stand in big red circle. Big red circle is bad, and you don't want to stand in bad. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the fundamentals. I think we can all appreciate the fundamental. To be fair, I kind of sort of should have probably understood big white circles orbiting around the enemy, but I didn't expect to be two-shot by them. Alright. I guess I just didn't appreciate the fundamentals enough in that previous elite run, or I just wasn't prepared to be able to take them on. What is that thing? Is that another one? So elites, there can be multiple elites in this single room? What? I guess if I can... I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why there needs to be a Slay the Spire-esque map choice in this game. It doesn't really benefit it. These are really abrupt endings don't seem to be doing much, if I'm going to be honest. More damage wands. Is there another type of wand besides damage wand? Let's go ahead and take this wand. Why not? We'll go ahead and take the legendary explosion just because I do have more explosions. And we'll take this wand so that I can take the explosion off it and put more explosions. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, if we're gonna do this, you may as well just go ahead and whenever we pick up a wand, have the projectiles already be separated. There's not much point in having the wands that you pick have to have the default. I understand this stuff. The synergy stuff makes sense to me. I don't understand why the projectiles are automatically locked to the wand if we're just gonna more than likely remove that particular upgrade off of it anyway. Let's give these, actually let's give these guys all critical strike because they're the legendary ones. And then we don't want to make a attack too slow, so we'll spread the love out a little bit on these shieldings and move on to the next level. I really, oh, we sell them if we don't use them. Okay, good to know. Let's make our way down to a blacksmith and see what the blacksmith does differently from the wizard. Critical hit chance, but minus critical hit damage. A basic wand that is a rare rarity. Are there really only the 3 classes? That's a little surprising to me. I guess it's just for this character only has these 3 classes and 3 elements. Let's see if we can unlock other people here, and maybe we'll find some more. All right, we level up. Oh, we get different modifiers. Unlocks a new component or added wand modifier space. Let's just, or wait. Okay, we'll take that. That sounds good. Okay, so we actually do want some lower level stuff. Okay, why would I choose? What's the difference? What's... Oh my gosh, pause. Does it cost more to upgrade this one? I guess that's just your Diablo style roll system working out for you there. Increase player defense or add empty component slots such as increase player defense, and then we're out of money. I really don't understand the point of having a Slay the Spire-esque map choice. This is a really strange design to me. Wait, ah! His projectiles popped into existence, but he didn't. I don't know if that's by design. Can't tell. These explosions are flashbangs. These explosions are huge flashbangs. I apologize to anybody who is watching right now and are having their eyes pop out of their heads. Holy crap, are these explosions so flashy? Okay, we're fine. We're good. I even found 3 out of 2 chests. I guess there was a hidden chest that was more hidden than the other chests. These short, intense bursts of enemy waves, I don't know how to feel about them. Alright, none of this matters because I'm not changing up my spells. That doesn't matter because I'm not changing up my spells. Does this matter? This has a damage modifier on it. Okay, we'll just go with another damage wand and change this out. And then that doesn't really matter because it's the same as this, right? This just has more modifiers due to everything else that's going on. Okay. All right. More money in the bank for me. I've defeated 1,000 monsters according to a Steam achievement I just unlocked. Okay, cool. I feel like there just needs to be more impact to what's going on to against these monsters. And maybe a bit more telegraphing on their auto attacks too. It feels overly smooth right now. Like there's no grit to the way that I'm hitting these things. I'm seeing they're flinching a little bit. The death animations are nice. But it doesn't feel like I'm impacting them, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's the sound effects, if it's the monster animations. That magnet was very underwhelming. I don't know if it's maybe this remarkably unhinged soundtrack. Okay, the movement circle spawned underneath me, and while I was trying to make a choice, I was forced to continue on with the game. Not sure why that is, but I kind of feel like if I was in the middle of making a choice, maybe let me finish making the choice, pause the game there. This is not impressive. This is not impressing me. I've been playing a lot of really cool and impressive games on this channel so far, and this is not amongst those so far. This is not a very good first impression. Maybe if I get through this first round of it and I unlock some stuff, it might be pretty cool. I'm sure there's some stuff that this game has that would be pretty cool, but right this second, things are not too hot. This one feels like it needs a good deal more time in the oven. Some refinement would be nice. A little bit of garnish, you know? Make sure the plating is good before you serve it up. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being basic, but the music is an assault to my ears right now. What is this straight? Okay. Can we get a little bit of flare there at the end too, just so the wave just doesn't just end? Damage, but increase cooldown. Let's go ahead and do this guy. And it's all of them with the same element, which is basically everything. Everything is now doing massive damage, but it takes so long to fire. All right, what does a blacksmith do versus... Okay. Components or projectiles? Let's upgrade this projectile to max level. I'm out of money again. Aw, okay. It's fine. We're fine. I forgot that dashing was in this game. I can't lie about that. It hasn't made much impact in how I play. It just exists to be able to fill in a check, I think. To check a box. I don't want to be over negative on this channel. I don't want to just be the guy that's like picking on games and nitpicking every single aspect of a game. I don't know what it takes to be a video game developer, and I don't want to be unfair in my evaluations, but this game needs work, man. Let's change the soundtrack first and foremost. I have noted before on a lot of my other videos that I do like when a soundtrack like genuinely impresses me, I do make a note of it. I do like when I hear a really cool soundtrack. This is bad. I am liking the idea of crafting my wands, but I also haven't really seen much reason to do anything besides upgrades. Like straight upgrades. And maybe it's just because there's not enough choice on this particular character. But I don't really... I forgot I can dash too. Alright, I mean I can dash around. I have lots of dashes, which is fine. We can work on the impact a little bit more too. the actual oomph behind what I'm doing. Everything just kind of feels slidey and plasticky. There's no recoil to anything that I'm doing or when I'm getting hit. There's a lot of flashing too. It's just very flashy, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. And I know it's the magical explosion stuff, but man, why, oh, these are fire wands. Okay, I don't care about those. These should auto pause, by the way. I genuinely feel like these should just be on auto pause the second that you pick up or you stop the wave. Your wand should just auto pause. This is taking up so much real estate over here, which is fine because it's your crafting bench, but yeah. Also, I would like an explanation for why it needs to be waves versus just a continuous 20-minute affair like so many other Survivor games. Why do we have the Slay the Spire style map choices? I don't really see why it couldn't have just been a continuous wave with mini bosses breaking stuff up, and I guess for the shops and everything? I don't know. There's a lot of enemies on the screen, which I guess is satisfying to watch them all fall over when my explosions go off. I like the use of the teamfight tactics synergy system. That's a good mixture of genre blending. It accomplishes its mission of being a wand crafting game. I know that's been a genre that's been popping up a lot recently. I didn't mention Noita earlier. There are some other wand and spell crafting games that I have seen out there. I can't name all of them off the top of my head right now, but I do like the concept of wand crafting in a Survivor style game. It's a good breakup from the normal pick upgrades as you level up. All right, we're gonna get through this first fight. Get through at least the first level. Increase projectile size. That sounds good. More projectile size. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Please pause. Please, game. You're so bright and colorful. I just want you to pause for a second. I want you to appreciate not constantly running. I mean, it's fine. I don't have synergies for the magic ball, so I can go ahead. I can feel confident in selling it. All right. Defeat 5 elite enemies. Now we go to the blacksmith. I'm just about dead. Is there any way for me to heal? Probably not. My eyes are burning from these explosions. Wait, where'd the previous one go? Oh, okay. There it is. Can I upgrade this component? Upgrade this. I don't have money to upgrade the component. Sad. All good. All good. Wait. Oh no! I didn't re-equip the component. All right. This is a 2-minute wave. Sure. I really like the idea on paper. This is a very good idea on paper. The execution is not great. The monster designs are fine. The wand crafting is great. What the heck is this thing? All right, it's a boss. Boss mechanics. All right, I can deal with spitting lasers. I've done spitting laser bosses before. Charging. Charge. Okay, he's shooting a laser that I can't stand in. Okay, that makes sense. I can deal with charging lasers. My wands are very slow though, so I'm getting mobbed by everything. This is... Can I have iframes during my dash. Okay. Alright. I have iframes during my dash, so I should be aggressive. Because I have so many dashes because of the wind element, or maybe it was the Minotaur? They gave me all these dashes, but I should definitely remain aggressive. The boss is dead. The mini boss is dead. My character is going crazy. I'm absolutely popping off. The dopamine is kind of hitting. Watching all of these enemies fall over is kind of cool. May I ask why elites are continuing to spawn? Feel like maybe okay. Why are we going completely crazy? Did I pick up something that reduced the cooldown on my wand? The wands, maybe? I think I saw a lightning bolt that dropped earlier. All right, how many more floors of this do I have to go? And is there a reason for me to continue with this particular game? We'll see whether or not there's anything else additional after this. Everything just... I've won. I have 17 new unlocks. Okay. I have a bunch of unlocks. Holy crap, that's a lot of unlocks. Gradually decreasing modifier. Wands targeting spells. A flacker wand. You know, these all sound very interesting. All of this stuff here at the bottom sounds really cool. Arcane boomerang. I got 17 unlocks in a single game though. All right. Rolling rock. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. So I unlock more projectiles, more wand types, more weapons, more components, all very cool stuff. More elements, things like that. Okay, so there's a slight meta progression system where you unlock things by doing runs. See, I don't mind the lo-fi beat thing. This is fine. The menu, the starting menu music is fine, but all of the combat music, man, that was rough. Old gambler synergy. Win a game using only 3 wands. The elemental sage, venomous enchantress, shadow fang. All right. Final thoughts on this first bite. Man, I want to be impressed. I like the idea. I do like the idea. So I can't. All right. I like the idea of having these classes. I like the idea of being able to build the wands. All of the ideas on paper are very good. Except for adventure survival. Oh, I could only unlock survival mode after 20,000 stars. So this is the typical Survivor style experience right here. This, you have to unlock the Survivor style experience in the Survivor style game. I didn't realize that that's what this was earlier. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand the Slay the Spire stuff here. This does not make sense to me. There are so many elites sprinkled throughout, and the fact that you can start off with an elite, I mean, I guess with enough patience and skill, you can probably go ahead and just take every single elite fight in the game. The reading on this map is really bad too. It is genuinely difficult to tell what pathways go where. This is not a very readable map, now that I think about it. Yeah, this is not a game that I can recommend very highly, I don't think. It's difficult. It's difficult because I want to be able to appreciate the execution of the game for what it is. I don't, though. The menu music still playing after I've selected my mode probably should change. We need to find a better soundtrack for the game. All of the ideas are solid, except for whatever is going on here. I don't really understand the Slay the Spire stuff, as I've stated before. I'm not sure I will be doing a follow-up on this particular game. However, if you have interest, I will go ahead and link the Steam page in the description below. It is on sale right now for about $4, and the sale goes on until June 15th. So by the time this video hits, the sale will have been about halfway through. If you had an interest in playing the game yourself and checking it out, and maybe my thoughts are not in line with yours, please go ahead and check it out. Until then, this is Magna, walking out.